Hey guys, welcome back. And although we've already clinched the league, we're still going to go through this one game at a time. It's the way we should do it. We have a new guy up front. Gnarzi is his last name. We're going to call him Nene from Cote d'Ivoire. And he is likely going to be our star player. We're hoping that he is. We're hoping that he scores a lot of goals for us. We need a striker who can score goals. And it's amazing that we've finished in first place without a striker that can score goals. It's incredible how that works. I was actually considering going strikerless for a little while, but, you know, you were here before. You saw what happened with Cotter Bamba in our last match. He is off on loan somewhere or other, back actually in Cote d'Ivoire, and we got another guy replacing him. My apologies if I start coughing. I have come down with a cold here today, so it's going to be an interesting one. And nothing has happened here in the early going, so there's not much for me to tell you about. And so it is. Menegong over now to Chen Changju, over to Ndaye. Ndaye back to Huang Chiwei, who finds Nene, and there's Nene behind the defense, and that should have been a goal. Boy, they've had him triple teamed there on defense. And, I mean, you just look at this, look at where he gets it. Yeah, 1, 2, 3 guys around him, and there comes the keeper, and he still almost is able to score. And who was it? It was Zhou Hongyi who gets that header to get rid of it. Zhou Hongyi was a former player of ours who started a number of matches, and who then went over to Taiwan Power on a free transfer. There was little I could do about it since he wasn't actually under contract with us, and we didn't have any money. So Zhou Hongyi, fortunately, isn't upset about us. Maybe we can get him to come back. Here's Feng Xiaochi, who's one of the new players that we have coming on there, who's playing on the left wing, I believe. Ling Guando with it over to Huang Chiwei, and Nene just barely misses that one. Feng Xiaoqi now over to Ndaye, back to Wu Mengchi, and that is the end of the highlight. We're having a little bit of a hard time actually playing together here, but it's all right. You know, we have been getting Nene with a couple of options. We actually saw a replay of that clear-cut chance earlier, so I'm not quite sure why they showed that to us again, and we're still looking for that first elusive goal. I think once we get that first goal in, then the confidence will start soaring. We have been very, very good in all of the friendlies that we played up in the run-up to this match. Ling Guando with a shot from range, and boy, that was almost in. That was off the top bar, and it remained 0-0. So I do like the sight of what I'm seeing, but a goal would be very, very nice, and Ndaye misses that header, but on the other side, it's Sayuting who does get it, over to Silla, back down to Menegong, over to Sayuting. He finds Ndaye. That's much better from him, and there's Nene, must be offside. He tries lobbing the keeper, and he tried lobbing the keeper from way back, and it just didn't work. I guess he was onside with that, but it looked like he was actually offside. Nene not having the best of times here in the early going, but we're going to stick with him. He's our man. We have committed ourselves to playing this player, and so we're going to stick with him unless it's really, really bad. It doesn't look like it's really that bad so far. He's just having a hard time because he's got defenders all over him. Ling Guando with him now, and that is another ball forward to Nene, and he scores. He's not going to miss that, and Nene scores his first goal. I think he's only like 19 years old or something like that. I'm pretty sure he's 19. He's the same age, I think, as Toa Maile, who we also brought on. Now, Maile is injured, so you're not going to see him for a little while. He's also not registered. But yeah, Nene, I mean, what are they going to do to stop that? He's faster than everybody else. He's got more talent and skill than everyone else. I mean, what are you going to do? 1-0 from Mars FC, and suddenly that 6.3 turned into a 7.4 rating. So that's what we like to see. We do think things are going well. Let's keep it up. And let's see what happens here in the second half. And we need to get the ball here off of Taipei Power or Taiwan Power for this to work. And I think eventually we do. No, they have this here for a free kick. And it was Zhou Hongyi looking for the header, but fortunately for us, he was not able to get that head onto it. And there's Nene again over to Menegong. Menegong over to Huang Chiwei, and then looking for Nene again. As I tell you, all of our good players come from Cote d'Ivoire. We don't have so many good players from Taiwan, though I would argue that Ling Guando is actually very, very good, and that he's a little bit undervalued here by this team. And Nene had a great angle on that shot. Hong Wei-xiang just barely able to get his hands onto it. Tsai Yuting over to Ling Guanda, and Silla now grabs it over to Huang Chiwei. We have maintained control again to Ling Guanda, back to Huang Chiwei. I was worried about our defense, and they've looked okay so far. Chen Changju over to Ling Guanda, to Silla, to Menegong. Menegong with it over to Tsai Yuting, to Chen Changju, and that was deflected. that was not deflected. I thought it was deflected by a defender, but apparently it was not. So that's out for a goal kick. 1-0 the score so far. The fact that we haven't conceded a goal so far is something that makes me very, very happy. Let's see if we can keep that up, because I worry about the defense. And here's Chen Hongyi, who gets a clear shot on goal. I think he was onside. I don't know. There are questions about that. Menegong now with the free kick, and he just whisked that one over the top of the net. Unfortunately, Menegong has scored those before. It'd be nice to see him score another one, but it's all right. It's been a little bit of a gap. We only have, after this one, 3 more matches in the schedule, and one of those is at the end of November. The schedule is a little bit strange here, and we have all sorts of time to wait, and it's that man again, Shi Han, who has given me headaches in the past and giving me nightmares, who scores again for Taiwan Power, and that makes this game tied at 1. And this is definitely against the run of play, but it's a really, really poor job there by the defender. Shirhan is clearly onside. Sayu Ting unable to get back, and we don't have Kader Bamba anywhere to run back and to save those, and so it ends up 1-1 as he was one-on-one with the keeper with nobody even close to coming in front of him. Now we got to be careful that we don't give this up, man. What happens if we lose this match? Then we're really in trouble. Huang Chiwei goes back and grabs this one just like he should. And he'll play with a little bit and knocks this one forward, looking for Nene. Not what we'd like to see, and Nene ends up getting a gift, and then it just bounces off of the sidebar. Man, that was, or off the post. Ndaye now looking for it and passing to Silla and just can't get to it. Nene did the best that he could with this ball that was over everybody's head, but Lee Guanpei had probably the stop of the season there for Taiwan Power. And that should have been a pretty automatic goal there from Nene, and I think that he's going to feel a little bit frustrated with not being able to get that one in. As it stands, it's 1-1 still. Huang Chiwei knocks this one forward, looking for Nene again. Over to Chen Chengju, over to Ndaye, down to Nene, over to Silla, over to Menegong. This is looking a lot better, and there is that high cross over to Nene, but he can't quite get his head on top of that one. Silla now with it again. We have numbers over to Ndaye, who scores, and it's 2-1 for Mars FC. I'm going to say we have numbers up front because the entire Taiwan Power team decided to run back, with the exception of their 3 defenders. You can see this happen here. I should say they're 1 defender, and so we knew that we had something open. And there it was, Ndaye with the goal, and he remains our leading scorer. And so that makes this 2-1 for Mars FC, which is where it should be. Menegong throws over to Nene. Nene looking for Silla, just can't quite find him, and that was a little bit of a defensive cluster, I would say, there by Taiwan Power. And if we had a man there in the middle, we could have threaded that needle pretty well and scored a goal. Ling Guandan now with it, over to Menegong. Menegong to Silla. Silla back to Menegong. Menegong moves this up right side, over to Silla. Silla, and he's going to lob the keeper and just barely misses getting that one in. We've had a couple of these off of the post, and that was one that really should have been a goal. And Lee Chaba is going to just let that one go back out for a goal kick, which is what you're supposed to do when time is ticking away. We still hold on to that 2-1 lead. Not a great match there by Taiyu Ting, but I'm not too worried about it. He is getting used to playing with the other boys in the back. There's Nene, who he just misses his second goal. That one's just off of the top crossbar, and that shows you the sort of ability that he has. Man, he could shoot from very, very far away, and we're going to be a power to be reckoned with here in Taiwan in the future. 2-1 the final score. The match not as close as it looks on paper. 1.36 XG to their 0.22. We didn't dominate possession the way that we had in the past, but then again, this team hasn't really played that much together. So as long as we can get that cohesion up, we'll be just fine. And I'll see you again tomorrow with more. Bye-bye.